Today on the Sartorial Chef, it is all about desserts. We are kicking things off with my fudgy s'more brownies. Next is a classic lemon icebox cake, and following that, creamcicle milkshakes with a homemade orange whipped cream. So why don't you pull up a chair and dine with me? Sartorial Kitchen, everybody. And today it is all about desserts. I'm showing you some fun desserts with some interesting flavors. And we are starting off with my s'more brownies. Does that not sound delicious or what? So, this is just a simple brownie recipe. You can do pretty much anything with it. I'm starting off with 1 1/3 cups flour. And we're measuring this out to be exact. When you're baking, you kind of have to be exact. You have too much of something or too little of something, it's not going to come out. So that's 1 cup, and then I just need a 1/3 cup more. And I like to just level the flour off like this. You don't want to pack it, because then you're going to have heavy, dense brownies. No good. Okay, I also need a teaspoon of baking powder. 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. Whoops. Gets a little messy there, but it's alright. This one you can kind of eyeball a little bit. Let's see. I need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It's really going to help enhance the chocolate flavor. And to also enhance our chocolate flavor, some instant coffee. I love instant coffee and chocolate desserts, and I just got a couple tablespoons there. That's just going to add some richness. It's going to give you some of those dark chocolate qualities. And then we're going to give that a sift. As you know, I always love to sift my ingredients because you get those lumps of flour in there, and it's no good. You're gonna have a much lighter and much softer batter this way. Okay, that is our dry ingredients. Our wet ingredients. I'm gonna start with 4 eggs. Room temperature eggs, and I like to do them in a separate bowl so I can watch for eggshells. There's nothing worse than biting into a brownie with a piece of eggshell in it. Okay, so that's 4 eggs. Alright, and then I'm just going to give that a little stir to get it going. And that's going to go right into my batter. Alright, we also need 1 1/4 cups sugar. Okay, that is 1 1/4 cups. I also need about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Vanilla and chocolate also go really well together. It's another good flavor to help enhance that chocolate. And lastly, a stick of melted butter, which I just did on a little plate here in the microwave to keep from making a mess. Okay, I've got my whisk here. I'm just going to come in here and mix this up. You could use a hand mixer if you want, or the stand mixer. I don't like to overwork my dough, my batter, because it can get kind of, the gluten in the flour can make things kind of dense. I just like to come in here by hand and just kind of get everything together and fold it together. Yeah, and you can see that's starting to come together nicely. It's a nice thick, it's brownie batter, so it's going to be a little on the thick side. These are going to be nice, thick, fudgy brownies. You just want to make sure all that flour is incorporated with the egg and the butter. And that looks pretty good, I think. Just want to clean off this whisk. I've got a 13 by 9 cake pan, which I've already pre-greased. And then I'm just going to take my spatula here and scrape this batter into my pan. Make sure we get all of that out of here. All this deliciousness. We don't want to leave it behind. Okay. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to smooth this out so it's a nice even coating on the bottom of our pan here. Okay, I've got my brownie batter in the pan, and we could bake it off as is and they would be absolutely delicious, but we are making s'more brownies. So we need graham crackers and marshmallows, and I just happen to have that right here. I bought a prepackaged pie crust because I thought this would break down a lot faster into crumbs instead of having to get the graham crackers and process them. And then the marshmallows, I got the jumbo marshmallows. And I'm just going to cut these in half as I go along. Yeah, because I want to pull the brownie. It's gonna you're gonna bite into it and pull it apart, and you're gonna get that oozy, marshmallowy goodness that you get in front of that campfire. And you know, we're getting into summer now, so I wanted some nice, delicious and fun summertime desserts. I'm going to take that half and drop it down in there, halfway submerged. I want some of it exposed because it's going to get nice and toasty on top from being in the oven. So you can get all those wonderful campfire flavors. Alright, last but not least. Okay, that is awesome. Now my graham cracker crust here, I'm just going to take that, and you can already see how it's kind of breaking apart. And I'm just going to take that and crumble it right in between our little marshmallow pieces. Just get a nice big wedge of that. And just right in between. I want to try and keep it from getting on top of the marshmallow, so I want that marshmallow to get nice and toasty. I don't want anything to obstruct that. Okay, I think we are ready to go. I'm going to pop this guy in. It's going to take about 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees. We'll go ahead and set my timer, and I will clean things up, and we will move on to my next dish, lemon icebox cake. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back. We're moving on to my lemon icebox cake. I know I've made a couple icebox cakes in this kitchen before. What I love about icebox cakes, they're so simple to assemble. And they look elegant. They look like you've spent all day in the kitchen, and you really haven't. Also, they're very versatile. I've done the classic chocolate chip cookie. I did the Oreo. We're doing a lemon today, so you can just do so many things. I feel like lemon is a great summer flavor. Just so bright, and what's great is like the acidity from the lemon really cuts through the sweetness of the dessert. So I feel like it gives it a nice juxtaposition of sorts of the sweet and then a bit of savory from that acidity. Okay, so I've got just one package of cream cheese, and this is basically the base of this is going to be very similar to ones I've made in the past. I'm just using lemon instead of chocolate. Okay, so that's one block of cream cheese. I need half of this container of heavy whipping cream. The rest I'm going to save to do a homemade whipped cream in my last dessert. You just kind of have to eyeball that. since we can't see inside the container. It should come about 1/4 of the way up. Also, I have some vanilla extract. We're going to do about a teaspoon of the vanilla extract. Vanilla and lemon, I feel like go really well together also. Just another depth of flavor. And then I've got a jar of lemon curd here, and I really want to taste the lemon, so we're going to use this whole jar and just get you a spoon and plop that right out. I'm going to do, I kind of like to place my ingredients at different areas of the processor so it all incorporates nicely. Alright, that is our lemon. Get all of that out of there. This is going to be a really nice bright dish, and then you're going to get a little bit of that color too from the lemons. It's going to be nice and beautiful summer color. Okay, I also need some sugar here. Need a cup of sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, but we have a lot of cream cheese and the heavy whipping cream in here, so you really need that sugar. Otherwise, you're just going to get that bitterness of the whipping cream. Okay, and then lastly, I've got a lemon here. Give that a little roll to release some of those oils. We are going to zest our lemon. Most of it is going to go here into our mixture, but I'm going to save some to sprinkle on top at the end because I think it looks pretty and it also kind of shows what's in there. I love doing that with desserts. It's a kind of a easy way of decorating. Just throw a little lemon zest on there. They know it's lemon. You don't have to get all your little fancy gadgets out and to make it look pretty. And I'm gonna zest about half this lemon in here. I like the zest. Adds kind of a floral note and a brightness. It's just really gonna lighten this up. So you're not just getting sweet on top of sweet. Okay, and then I'm going to save the rest of this lemon to zest on top at the end. Okay, pop on our top and give it a puree. Let me do our little puree dance. You just want to make sure you're looking for those stiff peaks. You want to be nice and firm. But you don't want to overmix it, because then it gets too hard. You want to get it just right. So it's good to mix it a little bit and check it, and you can see it's still kind of jiggly. So we keep going. Alright, that looks good, everybody. Now we are ready to assemble. Okay, I've got some shortbread cookies here. That's going to be my filler. Now let's take this guy off. And as always, I like to take a little of the filling and just spread it out here in the bottom. It's going to work kind of like a glue to help hold first layer of cookies in place, otherwise they're going to shuffle all over. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we just come in here with our cookies and lay them out. I think we can do 4. Should be able to do 4 by 4, I think. Should be good. Yes. And you can use sugar cookies for this recipe. I've done that too. I like the shortbread because they're nice and firm, so they don't fall apart when this sits overnight. The sugar cookies, unless you use like the hard ones, they get kind of turned to mush. And these are going to be nice and firm and hold their layers. Okay, then we just come in here, scrape out quite a bit more of our filling. I want a nice, generous layer. And I should have enough cookies here, I think, to go 3 layers high. Oh yeah, that already looks amazing. And we just come in here with our next layer. Like I said, a very simple dish to make. You just make the mousse, and then it becomes an assembly line. Okay, we are ready for my last layer. I'm just going to scrape that right on top. Now you could make this longer if you wanted to just do like 2 layers, or you can always double the recipe for the mousse. You can go as many layers high as you like. I feel like 3 is a good amount. And I wish you could smell everything that's going on in this kitchen right now. My brownies are just about to come out. I'm getting that rich chocolatey scent. And then of course the brightness of this lemon filling. Ah, so good. Okay, I think that's good. Alright, and then we're just going to spread that out. Make sure we get it nice even layer all across. Okay. Ah, so good. And last but not least, I have a little zest left on this lemon. I'm just going to come in here and just kind of go over top lightly, and it's just going to add some more color to the dish, some more brightness, and then you're going to see the zest and you're going to know that it has lemon in it. And then you're going to be excited, because I love lemon. You don't need too much, that's why I just left a little portion of the lemon here. I think that's going to pretty much do it. The only thing about icebox cakes are, here's a make-ahead dessert, so you kind of have to, you're doing it. Because it has to chill in the fridge overnight. Now, you can try it in the freezer for a few hours, but and that comes out good too, but here we go. I just want you to have a look at that before I cover it up here with my lid. And then it's going to go in my deep freeze. And once it is set, we will come back and give it a little taste. Next, I'm going to get ready to pull my brownies out, so stay tuned. Alright, brownies are going off. I'm going to pull those out. Oh, yum. And let's give this a little look. You can see the marshmallows have kind of spread out and they got nice and toasty on top. Yum, you're going to have that gooiness. And the graham cracker is nice and toasty on top. So good. I'm going to let these cool down before I cut into them. And while I do, we're going to move on to our last dish. And it is creamcicle milkshakes. So exciting. Okay, creamcicle milkshakes. First, I'm starting off with a homemade whipped cream. You can get that ready whip in a can if you want. But if you're doing something as decadent as a creamcicle milkshake, why not make your own whipped cream? And I'll show you how simple it is. So I'm just going to use the rest of this container of heavy whipping cream. I got my vanilla out again. You know, there aren't very many desserts where I do not use vanilla extract. And again, we're just going to do a teaspoon of the vanilla. Some sugar. I need half a cup of sugar. And basically it's just 1/4 a cup of sugar per cup of the whipping cream, and I've got about 2 cups there. Now we could leave this as is, and it would make a delicious whipped cream. But we're doing creamsicle shakes, so I want some orange, and I'm just going to peel this sticker off. Now I'm going to be juicing the orange for our creamsicle. You could use orange juice and it's just as good, but I kind of like the freshness of real oranges. And this is already sweet enough. Orange juice kind of has some sugar in it. So I'm just rolling this out. Anytime I use citrus, it's good to roll it out. You release some of those juices and those oils. Now I'm just going to zest some of this right into our whipped cream. what I like, it also gives a nice little fun color to our whipped cream, almost like sprinkles or something. And it's just adds another layer of flavor, gives a nice kind of floral quality to cut through some of that sweetness. And then just like with the last dessert, I'm going to save a little zest right on top. So we really sell it that it's creamsicle. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to set this aside. And you always want to check the back side of your grater, because they like to play hooky. Okay, then we come in here with our hand mixer. You can stir by hand if you like, but you're going to get quite the arm workout. And I don't really have time for that. So we're just going to come in here on a low speed. You just want to continue to mix until you get those nice stiff peaks. Okay, that looks pretty good. We got our stiff peaks. Pop these guys in the sink. I'm just going to cover this and let it chill in the fridge while I make my shakes. You don't want to leave it sitting out because it will melt. It doesn't have the dexterity of the Ready Whip, which is really more aerosol than anything. Okay, put this away. I'm going to go ahead and zest the rest of my orange here. So I'll have it to go on top. Okay, that's pretty good. And we'll just lay that right there. And I love the smell of citrus. Even with just the zest, you can smell it. Oh, so good. And then I'm going to cut into this orange here. And we're going to give it a good squeeze. Now it's going to take a few oranges here. That's why I said if you want to use the orange juice, that's fine. Just give it a good squeeze. Make sure you get all that juice out of there. And I've got just a couple more oranges here. I'm going to go ahead and juice those as well. Give those a nice squeeze. Get all that juice out of there. Alright. And I think one more ought to do us. Okay, so that's about a cup of juice. Now for the cream part of our creamsicle shake, vanilla ice cream. And I have just left it sitting out of the freezer for just a short time. So it kind of softens up for us. Actually, I may be able to squeeze this out right into our container. And I think I will. And this is just a pint of vanilla. A cup of orange juice and a pint of vanilla ice cream. We'll come in here on a low speed. And just kind of mix that up. I don't want to mix it too hard because I want some of that texture of the ice cream still. I don't want it to just be a soupy mess. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, we'll take this little guy out here. And I have a fun little malt shot glass here. I thought that would be really cute. And just pour that right in. Ooh, just a little too much. We're going to go about halfway up. Alright, now let's get our whipped cream out. Grab a spoon here, and I'm just going to get a nice dollop here of that whipped cream. And it's going to go right on top. So good. And then we're going to take a little here of the orange zest and sprinkle it right on top. And all we need now is a straw. An orange straw for our creamsicle shake. And just give it a nice sip. Ah, it's so bright. Ice cream can be kind of rich and sweet. So when you have that orange in there, And orange is also another one of those bright summer colors and flavors. And then, you know, you can't go wrong with a shake in the summertime. And then you can see the beautiful flakes of orange zest in there. So good. Alright. I'm going to finish this off and clean up here, and we'll cut into our brownies. Stay tuned. Okay, our brownies have cooled down. I'm just going to cut into them now. I think we'll go 4 across. I think we can go 4 by 5. Yeah. And this looks so good. You've got that nice big marshmallow piece sitting right in there. Okay. Let me get a napkin here. I'm just going to pop out one of these bad boys. Make sure you get around the edges too. Sometimes I like to stick to the edges. Okay. And just, doesn't that look amazing? You've got that graham cracker, you got that toasty marshmallow bit, and watch. You see that marshmallow kind of just ooze. It's good. Marshmallows are kind of sweet, but they really take on a bit of a savory note when you toast them like that. And then you get some texture from the graham cracker on top, and then of course the brownie is just nice and soft and moist. Nice, rich, deep chocolate flavor from that instant coffee. Amazing. So good, you guys. Okay. Last but not least, it is going to be my lemon icebox cake. Once that sets, we will give it a little taste. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, it is our lemon icebox cake. I have just had it sitting overnight in the fridge, and we are ready to unbox it. And doesn't that look delicious? And you can see all that lemon zest on top, so you really know it's going to be nice and good and fresh. I've got a fork here. And my plate, I'm just going to cut a little piece out of here. And that should just pop right out. Wonderful. Alright, I'm going to come in here because I just want you to get a nice look at it. You can see all those wonderful layers of our mousse and the shortbread cookies. Amazing. And then we'll just come in here and give it a nice taste. So good. The shortbread cookies break down nicely in the mousse. They just kind of melt in your mouth, that buttery shortbread. And you get a little sweetness, a little butteriness from the whipped cream and the cream cheese, but then you get a punch of that lemon acidity. So it just kind of brightens everything up, gives it a nice fresh flavor. The zest adds a nice floral quality. Absolutely delicious, so good. Going in for another bite. So, I thank you for joining me in the kitchen on our tour of desserts. As always, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and until next time, bon appetit.